Hello, my divine family. Welcome to Spiritual Bloom, where we bloom within our consciousness, with your spiritual guide and Twinflame coach Neha. In today's episode, we will be talking about why twin flame separation happens and the real spiritual purpose behind the pain that you go through during this separation. If you are on a twin flame journey, you've probably asked yourself the same question countless times. You've asked questions like, if this connection is so divinely guided, why does separation happen at all? Why would the universe bring two souls together only to pull them apart? Now, before we talk about why separation happens, let's understand what separation actually is. Twin flame separation, it is the period when two people who share an intense spiritual connection are physically, emotionally, or energetically apart. This can happen after a brief encounter with your counterpart, a relationship, a friendship, or even years after years of being together. Sometimes what happens is one person leaves, and sometimes circumstances forces the separation. Sometimes both people know that they love each other but simply cannot make the relationship work due to marriage, third party dynamic, work, distance. Now, the key thing to understand is that separation is not just physical distance. It's a stage where unresolved wounds, fears, and inner patterns rise to the surface. The connection acts like a mirror, and it reveals everything within us that actually needs healing. And that's exactly why separation often becomes necessary. Now, one of the most commonly discussed aspects in this journey is the mirror effect. Your twin flame is your mirror. Similarly, because they are your mirror, they reflect your insecurities, fears, childhood wounds and traumas, limiting beliefs, and also your deepest desires. At first, this dynamic can feel really magical. You feel like it's a fairy tale love story. You feel seen, understood, and recognized at a soul level. But eventually, the mirror begins showing parts of yourself that you may not want to face. And those parts includes abandonment wounds, fear of rejection, fear of intimacy, or fear of not being enough. The connection becomes so intense that one or both people may unconsciously retreat. And this happens not because they don't care. It happens because the relationship is triggering deep internal healing that they may not yet be ready to confront. So, separation creates space for that healing to begin. And when that space is created, both the counterparts move forward to their individual journey of discovering their higher self. One of the biggest reasons, why separation happens in this journey is actually to teach you self-love. Many people, they enter this journey believing that reunion with the other person will finally make them whole. But spiritually, the lesson is often the opposite, because no one can complete you, and no one can fill a void that exists within you. So during separation, you often are forced to confront questions like, who am I without this connection? What is my identity? What is my purpose? Or questions like, can I love myself even when they are not there? Even when that person's existence is not there in my life? So this stage can be incredibly painful because the focus shifts from them to you. And that's one of the hardest lessons that many people will ever learn, and some they don't even want to accept. Because when it comes to accepting the other person in your life, it's easier. But when it comes to accepting yourself and heal your shadow side, that acceptance is very difficult. Now, whether you believe in karma, past life, or simply emotional conditioning from this lifetime, separation often exposes unfinished business. Now, that unfinished business can be a part of your past life, can be a part of your karma, past life karma, this life karma, but it is an unfinished business. Patterns that may emerge includes codependency, people pleasing, having trust issues, fear of abandonment. And these patterns, they don't appear simply because two people love each other. In fact, the intensity of the connection often amplifies them. Now imagine trying to build a house on an unstable foundation. What will happen? No matter how beautiful the house is, cracks will eventually appear. So, separation allows both individuals to strengthen their foundations before attempting to build something long-lasting. Because if the foundation is unstable, if both the counterparts are not working on themselves and don't even discover who they really are, if they come into union, things will fall apart. So the goal is not punishment. The goal of separation is actually preparation. Preparation for inner union, preparation for your soul purpose, so that you can carry forward your soul purpose, and preparation for union. Now, when you have to enter phases like inner union, union, reunion, or trying to work on your soul mission, all these things requires a high frequency. It requires a high vibration. And when you don't work on yourself, when you don't do that individual work which you are supposed to do during separation, what happens is you will never be able to carry forward your soul purpose, neither you'll be able to achieve inner union or union. Because all these things, like I told you, requires high frequency and high vibration. And when you are operating from a lower frequency, you will never be able to achieve these things. Now, many twin flame journeys involve this separation phase as the runner-chaser dynamic, where one person pursues, the other person withdraws. And this usually happens during the initial stages. The chaser often seeks answers, clarity, and reunion, whereas the runner often feels overwhelmed, confused, or emotionally flooded. Both individuals are actually responding to their own individual wounds. The chaser may be seeking validation through reunion, and the runner may be avoiding vulnerability by creating distance. Both the opportunities are for growth. They are for individual growth, and separation continues until those patterns begins to transform, Until and unless you don't work on yourself and transform yourself, this runner-chaser dynamic will keep on triggering you and it will continue. And one of the most profound purpose of separation is also ego dissolution. Because the ego thrives on control. It wants certainty. It wants guarantee and timelines. It wants to know that when will they come back? When will I come into union or reunion? Or what are they thinking about me? Are we really destined to be together, or am I just dreaming? These are the questions that, ego tries to control you through these questions. But the twin flame journey often refuses to provide those answers. Instead, separation forces what? It forces you to surrender. At one moment, you'll become so tired with this runner-chaser dynamic that you will have no other option than to surrender. It teaches us that we cannot control another person's choices. Because in this divine journey, we cannot force awakening and we cannot manipulate the divine timing. And while that realization can feel devastating, it often leads to tremendous spiritual growth. Your ego begins to soften, and a deeper level of trust begins to emerge for this journey and your counterpart. Now, imagine that there are two trees planted side by side. Two trees are planted side by side. Now, if their roots are weak, neither tree can withstand a storm. Both need time to grow independently. They need to develop strength and need deep roots. So the same principle applies to twin flame connections. Just like two separate trees are planted side by side, but they have to work on their own development individually. Similarly, both the twins have to work on themselves individually for transformation. And during this separation phase, it creates a lot of opportunities for career growth, spiritual awakening, personal soul mission, emotional maturity, and self-discovery. Many twin flames have witnessed that their greatest breakthroughs happen during separation phases, not during reunion or during the relationship, but during the periods when they were forced to stand on their own, when they were forced to stand all by themselves without any support. Because the universe is trying to tell you that when you stand without any support, you are the strongest. The strength which you are trying to seek from the other person, you already have it within you. You just need to apply it. And until and unless separation is created, you will never use those powers or use those gift and talent or that energy or that strength which is required for you to stand all by yourself. You will always be dependent on the other person. That's why the universe forces separation so that you can understand your actual power. You can actually understand that why you are a divine feminine or why you are a divine masculine. And eventually, when you ascend, you will understand that how powerful you were to take charge of the journey all by yourself without any emotional, mental support from your counterpart. Now, one of the most difficult realities is that some separations, they last a very long time. Months, years, sometimes an entire lifetime. And why this happens? This happens because many people, they make a mistake. And that mistake is they become stuck. They become stuck because they are on a waiting energy. Waiting for reunion, waiting for union, waiting for them to their counterpart, to leave their families and come to them. But the purpose of this journey is not reunion. The purpose is transformation. And what I told you, the end goal is your soul mission. Your healing, your growth and evolution cannot depend on someone else's decisions or life. The moment your happiness becomes conditional upon reunion, you give away your power. And this journey and this separation actually calls you to reclaim your power back. And you reclaim your power by working on yourself during this separation phase. What does this separation actually teach you? It teaches you self-worth, self-esteem, that you are worthy of something, that you have healthy boundaries. It teaches you patience in life, patience not just for this journey, patience in your career, patience in your family life, to trust the divine timing, to forgive people around you. It teaches you emotional independence, where you are no longer depending on another person for emotional support. So when the focus shifts from obsessing over the other person to understanding your own growth, everything begins to change. Because from that moment, you stop chasing, you stop resisting, and you start evolving. And during that time, the energy of the connection begins to transform as well. If you are stuck, the connection also remains stuck. But when you work on yourself and try to bring some positive results in this journey, the connection also moves forward along with your inner work, along with your dedication to move forward. Now, the biggest misconception about separation is that many think that it's a failure. Growth is not a failure. Healing is not a failure. And learning during the separation phase is not a failure at all. Even if two people never reunite romantically, the connection may still have fulfilled its purpose, because like I told you, some souls, they enter our lives to awaken us, to challenge us, to transform and to redirect us towards our highest path. And that impact can remain meaningful regardless of the final outcome. Reunion is not important. What is important is that you have reached your higher self to fulfill your soul mission. And to reach that higher self, your twin triggers you, and separation is created so that you focus on yourself and reach that frequency where you can carry forward your soul mission, your soul purpose. Now, if you are currently experiencing this separation phase, just know that the pain is real, but you have to accept it instead of running away from that pain. The longing, the confusion is real. But separation is often where the deepest transformation takes place. You also have to understand that. It is a place where self-love is discovered, where old wounds are healed, where your spiritual growth also accelerates. And most importantly, it's where you begin to realize that your journey was never solely about another person. It was always about becoming the fullest version of yourself. It was about you coming home to yourself. Because the ultimate purpose of spiritual connection is not dependency. It is awakening. Awakening so that you can be independent. Your soul can be independent without depending on any other soul for happiness, for emotional contentment. To realize that you are powerful all by yourself and you don't need support of your counterpart or another person to fulfill you. The separation phase, many people they curse this phase or they don't like this phase, which I totally understand. but you also have to understand the separation is trying to teach you something. If you become too codependent on the other person will also never respect you. Instead, you have to build your value, your self-worth, your self-esteem during that phase and become the best version of yourself. You have to understand how powerful you are. And once you cross this separation phase, you will understand that how powerful you actually are. If you can survive alone, without being dependent emotionally or mentally on anybody else, you'll realize your worth and you'll know that why you are a divine feminine or a divine masculine and why you have been sent here for a soul mission or a soul purpose. So this was the episode on why separation is important in this journey. If you really like this episode, do like, share, subscribe and comment. For any kind of personal guidance, you can WhatsApp or email me. My contact details have been given in the description box and mentioned in the video. I thank you all for liking my videos, for commenting on it. I'm really grateful to have you all as my soul family. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you again in another episode.